Start with a question, lay down a dream, bricks of belief, mortar of steam. Every book we open, every hand we raise, builds up the walls in a future ablaze. This ain't just school, it's a blueprint divine. We measure with truth and we build with time. Each lesson a street, each challenge a gate. We're shaping tomorrow, can't wait, won't wait. Build me a city with purpose and light, with streets of integrity shining so bright. From science to service, from numbers to art, we're building a future with all of our heart. Build me a city where every kid knows their mind is a map and learning just grows. Not just a dream, it's a plan in our hands. We're building together, we understand. Geometry, gardens, and literacy parks, crayons and poems.
Hello, my name is Hadassah Michelle, and I am the creative director of PowerLearn 24/7. So I am very excited about this program because it's over 30 years old, and it was only run in a private sector where we worked with different students and in different capacities, and we had a resource center. But we've decided to take the program national. So what I will do is I will briefly break down at least 10 points, 10 different parts of the program that I think that would be important for you to know. This is not a traditional program at all. Even the learning process behind it is not the same. Whereas in traditional education, you have a teacher-centered education or teacher-centered learning, right? Well, this is student-centered learning, where even the student is taught how to teach the lesson to their peers, okay? And so when you teach something, you own it. You get it in a different part of the brain. But the way it's done is what's so extremely unique. Also, we do not base any of our academics on the American core standards. It's based on global core standards that we built that takes a portion of some of the American standards that were pretty exceptional, and we also studied and reviewed research the top 5 schools in the world, and then we created new core standards that we call global core standards, which is absolutely amazing. We have seen fruit from this for over 30 years, and we've seen students who by the time they turn 17, 18 years old, they are ready for life and actually pretty advanced. Many students have graduated even with positions that they were going into or either already had in their senior year of high school, where they were making like over $50,000 a year. And that is because of the ability to remove the limits off of education. Not only that, we had students go into college from a homeschool positioning and from public school, also private school. We were able to get in on scholarships into college and everything like that. So let's jump into these particular points. Okay, so all right, I'm not going to go in a particular order, so it may seem like I could have mentioned certain things in the beginning, but I'm just going to go according to how I have it here in my notes. Okay, so the first point about this program I really want to drive home is learn it, live it, role play it. Okay, this isn't a sit around read program, like a sit around and just read it. It's not like that. The students in our program, they actually step into the lesson, okay? Whether they're acting out a trial or like running a mock city council, or role playing as engineers, because we built the program so that you will see this whole the theme this year is build me a city, and we literally start from scratch, from finding the land and everything that's involved in building a city, and then we cleverly use it. Since we're building a city, there's no limit to the education that we can pull in, whether it's learning to open a fashion shop or whether it's learning to run a bakery. And then we start looking into cooking bread, baking bread and all the different things. I'm telling you, no limits. And it's such a dynamic, heavy program, and it's so well received by the student that they will be surprised when everything on the back end is being populated into their grade book, and they go at the end of the day or at certain periods of the day and they go look at the grade book and see all the work that they did in that day. Like, wow, how could we get 20 assignments done in one day? How could we learn 15 concepts about math? How could we learn all these different things about English literature, And it was all interwoven cleverly into the work that they're doing on the day to day. It does not feel like school. It feels more like they have an engineering position, a position in leadership, and they're working out their own life. They're working out the situation, as officials going through policies. They will learn to do so many different things, but it will be amazing. Every day they're required to get out, not just touch grass, but we will have a walking club, where we measure our steps and we look at why it's healthy and different things like that. One of the first big assignments we will be doing is what is going to be called a flat board diorama. And it will, as we learn about site plans and we look at blueprints and things like that, we will go back and build the city that we have established on computer in a digital world. Now we will go in the tangible world, the physical world, and we will build our diorama, and we'll do it all together, and then we'll record it and we'll post some up and all these different kind of things. So I'm very, very excited. So we don't just learn it, we live it, we role play it, okay? And so it's a program that basically is heavy on hands-on, okay? And so they may role play as engineers. They become the lesson. The student becomes the lesson. So it's a hands-on, action-packed learning that makes academics stick long-term. Okay? So that's a major approach that we take. Smart, sneaky academics. We don't force feed knowledge. We don't have to. Okay? We embed it into the fun. So math hides inside budgets. Science is in the soil test, because we'll do soil tests and then we'll break it down. We even have a mock lab that we built that you can click on, and we'll look at what it looks like under the microscope and things like that. Writing gets sharpened through news reports, comic creation, things like that. Oh my goodness, we're gonna have such an amazing time creating comics, okay? That seems like it's nothing, but there will be writing, okay? There will be developing, there will be understanding persuasive writing. Woo, okay? All these things I'm so excited about. Every subject is cleverly disguised as fun, but the learning runs deep, okay? Gaps. We find them and we fill them. Okay, so you have a lot of people talking about gaps in education, how whether they were in private school, public school, or maybe things didn't go as well as they wanted it to in homeschool. We find the gaps in learning. We have a program called Stop Gap. Okay, so our system that includes it's included in the learning already, right? It includes a built-in stopgap strategy, right? It quickly spots learning gaps and fills them. Like, I've been doing this for over 30 years and it is extremely effective. It fills them thoroughly. It fills those gaps. I would say through the daily activities, games, guided challenges, all of that, okay? No more guessing. about what your child is missing. We can identify it, and it will be recorded in the gradebook system so that you can see it. But it'll be identified. We're going to strengthen them in those areas, and we'll move forward, all of us, with confidence. Okay. Global core standards is very important. I touched on it a little bit, but we reinvented the standards for our own, to meet our own benchmarks for our program. Okay, we're not just preparing your students to test well. Okay, it's not like that or whatever. We don't settle for average. Okay, our curriculum blends the strengths of American education with the highest standards from the top 5 global education systems. I said this before, so that your child gets a world-class foundation with cultural flexibility and excellence. We also have a program that's called Cultural Awareness that's built all throughout the curriculum, and basically students will learn about different cultures from real people who live those cultures. Okay, not just something that we dug up and found in a book. Okay, cultural awareness is going to come in that capacity. This is a program we've been working on for over 3 years. Okay, so Life Ready by 17. We've seen a lot of this over the past 30 years and beyond. Okay, so we're not just preparing your students to test well or anything like that. We're preparing them to live well. Power Learn 24/7 students are taught independence, critical thinking, financial literacy, leadership, real world skills, right? Okay, things like that, or I should say, that kind of education is something that they can carry into their adulthood. You guys, I'm trying to talk fast so that it's not a really long video. Okay, now I want to go back to the relevant parts of the academics and everything. And you heard me mention like the grade book. So we have a grade book system that we'll introduce to the parents, because I recommend that if you don't have a grade book system, to utilize the grade book system. And I explain, even if your child is in public school, private school, in addition, of course we're speaking to those who are in homeschool, but even if your child is in any of those programs, it's a good idea to grab this grade book, because when you see how we do education, you will be astonished at how much information you could pull down and record of what your student is doing. But we have our own gradebook system that we keep record and track of everything that we do, and it is heavy, very heavy. Gradebook and transcripts done for you. Okay, so we handle that part. If you are interested in doing this as a full program, the full curriculum and things like that, we can also give you a syllabus of every quarter, of what we will be covering in that quarter. All progress, projects, events, lessons are tracked weekly. Well, really it's daily, but you can get a complete and finished report every week. You'll receive like full grade reports, and then you'll have access, to the grade book as well. Students will too. They have a student view, and then parents have a parent view. But transcripts can also be customized, so that they can be ready for college. We'll hold transcripts as well, unless you say don't hold my students' transcripts, but we'll hold them so that if we get requests from colleges, we can send them out. So this is good for co-ops and any umbrella programs too who need transcripts. Travel built in. So Travel Ready 365 USA actually is the parent of Power Learn 24/7. So we have our own travel company. Okay, but this travel company integrates faith, family, travel, and education. So we literally focus our specialty with the company as we focus on families, okay, particularly with children, so that the experience is extremely rewarding. So guess what? Our travel company books we put together and plan the field trips, the weekly expeditions and adventures, right? The social meetups, the state and national events. We plan and book it all through our travel program, okay? And we call that our in-house travel team, right? Because we have a few people that we're working with. But anyway, you'll get itineraries, transportation options, and just whatever is needed. You actually get a printout, a PDF, and everything like that that you can download to your phone. You don't even need internet, and be able to navigate your day, through with the itinerary. But anyway, these are family-friendly adventures tied to our yearly curriculum. Okay, so you'll see lesson plans that's tied to the events, like your field trip and things like that, that actually populates and goes right into the grade book. Talent, teamwork, and taking the stage. I really want to dive into this, but before I get back to that, let me I'm going to come back to that segment. I mentioned that this year's theme is Build Me a City. I want to talk a little bit more about that because there are some topics and some subjects that sounds very complex within this, but I'm telling you, the way that we present it, it's so simple and able to grasp that even your kindergartner or your first grade can really catch on very quickly. So from economics and infrastructure to science and ethics, students will literally build a city, right, from the ground up. This theme, when I say literally, of course I mean in the digital world, right? But there are some things that they will be able to do, homework or whatever that they'll be assigned to. This theme lets even the youngest learner grasp big, right? So, like, I'm looking at my notes, you guys. Complex ideas like zoning, water testing, budgeting, and civil rights through fun and visual learning. Okay, so I wanted to cover that. Now let's go back up and talk about the extracurricular activities and things like that is really involved in this. This is a heavy part of this program, and it's so much fun. I'm so excited about it. Because we'll be making our own broadcast network and all of that, and it will be student run. So we're talking about talent, teamwork, and what I call take the stage. Here are my notes. It's like our national clubs go big. So I have right here my notes. It says, let's talk about our clubs, because this is where your student, your child, finds their voice. This year, our National Drama Club is producing a full student-led film. Okay, a full student-led film, written, cast, and performed by youth from across the country. It's the ultimate hands-on creative experience. But we don't just stop there. National sports leagues, we're working on that, and we actually need to know how many students are into sports to really move that part forward. And so we really have to work on our enrollment over the next few days so that we can bring in the sports component. But there's also some games and some programs that we have, the way that we laid it out, where different, I don't want to give it all away, but there's some virtual competition and also some in-person organized sports and fitness challenges. So we will definitely expand upon that later. Junior Business League, launch real businesses with mentorship, branding, and product showcases. My very first business I built, I was 8 years old when I started in business. Now I have been in business over 25 years. I've been self-employed since the year 2000. Okay. Broadcasting and Journalism Network. Students host news, shows, podcasts. Okay. I'm so sorry. Trying not to cough and everything like that, but students host news shows, podcasts, and write national articles. Okay, so the broadcast, like the newscasters, all of that, everything will be student run. This is going to be amazing because we're going to have our own channel, talk shows, commercials, and you're going to see students get up there and do some silly commercials. That would just be a thrill. even though they will be reviewing a product or whatever, they will literally be doing silly commercials. And this is something that I've been involved in for a number of years, just kind of really putting all of this together for such a time as now. Okay, talent showcases, singers, dancers, designers, creators get national stage. We are going to be doing something with that. We will announce that more because there will be auditions. Our students aren't just socializing, they're collaborating, leading, and showcasing their gifts. So this is exciting, you guys. I'm very excited about all of this. And I'll say this program is normally $350 a year for the entire family. Right now, we are bringing it down to $100 for the entire year. And all the curriculum and all that is included. You just need to get basic school supplies. You need to have a computer, a tablet, or a phone, something like that. The phone is not going to give you the maximum experience because some things that show up on PC does not show up on your phone. And so, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up at that. There's so much more that I could say, but I'll just wrap it up at that. I'm very, very excited. And hopefully, as you see all these different things laid out in the video, that you'll just get excited with me. Okay, so let's do this. Let's get excited. Okay, all right, have a blessed one, and see you in another video. Well, I will be doing some visual videos where you'll actually be able to see me once the program gets started. Our schedule is like this. September 2nd is the formal start of the program, but October 15th, we have a back to school event, okay? Where there's like orientation and a lot of different things. You get your list of what you need as far as your basic supplies and things like that. And you also get to play around with the program a little bit. And that's going to be August 16th, which is on a Saturday. Okay, August 16th. And then we're also going to be talking about auditions and things like that, and start putting together some of the leagues that we need to start forming. Okay, especially like drama club, junior veterinarian program, if you're into animals or looking at becoming a vet, and all these kind of things. Like, it just goes on and on. It's really big. I haven't even mentioned all of the different clubs, all of the different programs and things like that. So let's have some fun, power learners to be, and I will talk to you in another video.
Start with a question, lay down a dream, bricks of belief, mortar of steam. Every book we open, every hand we raise, builds up the walls in a future ablaze. This ain't just school, it's a blueprint divine. We measure with truth and we build with time. Each lesson a street, each challenge a gate. We're shaping tomorrow, can't wait, won't wait. Build me a city with purpose and light, with streets of integrity shining so bright. From science to service, from numbers to art, we're building a future with all of our heart. Build me a city where every kid knows their mind is a map, and learning just grows. Not just a dream, it's a plan in our hands. We're building together, we understand. Geometry gardens and literacy parks, equations and poems igniting the sparks. Social, emotional streets full of peace, where empathy echoes and hatred will cease. Hey, parents, teachers, builders of grace, every home